Oh hey, welcome to episode 3. Let's jump right into the virtual reality buzzer. Apologies for the personal side here, but I've met this wonderful girl, and well, to make a long story short, she's set to move in with me next month. There's just one small issue, and it's something I thought maybe we could create a product to help with. See, when I'm doing my VR sessions, it's easy for someone to sneak up on me because I can't see or hear them. Awkward, to say the least. This inspired me to think up a product, a simple vibrating buzzer that attaches to a VR headset so that it can be felt even during the most intense sequences. Connecting that to a radio controller, I could place the button outside of my study and Xiaomei could buzz me when she needs me, with no chance of me being caught by surprise. What do you think? I'm pretty sure plenty of other VR enthusiasts might find themselves in a similar predicament, and this is a solution inexpensive enough to be an impulse buy. Congrats. About the radio chip you will be using. Normally, reading X-Bus causes the microcontroller to block until the data becomes available. However, this radio has a non-blocking X-Bus buffer. The non-blocking buffer will immediately return a value of -999 when no data is currently available. I mean, that kind of makes it sound like all I gotta do is test to see if it's not -999. And if it is, then buzz. Non-blocking X-Bus input connected to a radio receiver. Buzzer is a simple output connected to an electromechanical buzzer. When a data packet is received over the radio, read it and execute the corresponding command in the following table. What the hell is RS versus TX? I mean, RX is apparently a non-blocking X-Bus input. Okay. So if it's 0, turn that off. If it's 1, turn it on. I mean, this should be really easy, right? It's an X-Bus, right? What's going on here? No value. Goes to 1. So it just repeats. It just buzzes until it turns off. Even though it has no value. So it only has... Okay. Alright, so... test if XO is equal to -999. Well, test if equal to 1, I guess. If it is, there's a not thing, which I learned about actually by watching one of Scott Manley's videos. Seemed pretty nifty. I don't know if I can remember everything he did. He actually used it on like the second project in this game. I'm just kind of assuming it'll also work here because of the way this just alternates evenly. So I mean, what that's going to do is it's just going to alternate AC or ACC from 0 to 100 repeatedly. I feel like this isn't going to work though. Because it only gets the one input from this. Just one input. It's not a continuous input, which it was for that other thing. I mean, I could do the long form of f equal to 0 or f equal to 1. Let's do the long form. Let's get this out of there. Okay. Let's just jump right into a loop, because this is what I can more easily wrap my head around. Alright, so again, test if equal to 1. If not, jump to the end. No, that doesn't work, does it? Well, let's just try to... Alright. So, if I move 100 to P1, sleep 1, move 100... No, move 0 to P1, sleep 1. This isn't gonna work. It's not gonna work. So if not equal to 1, it does nothing. Which means when it's equal to 0, shit. Well, maybe. Would that work? Alright, so there's no value. Thing is not equal to 1. Is it equal to 1? No, so skip. Thing is not equal to 1, so it's just going to end up here. Thing is not equal to 0, so it's gonna just sleep. If it becomes 1, that's my problem though. Is that, sure, it's 1, so it'll skip this and execute that. But then that code isn't going to repeat, because by the time it goes on and off, I mean, it'll still skip this because it's not 0. But then it'll just start back up here. Okay, so I need to assign a data value then. If equal to 1, then add 1. If not, jump to the end. No. Just take that out. And add it up here. What? I can't? Okay. It worked. Alright, so if it is 1, then change this to 1. So then I get in the loop. If ACC is 1, do this. If not, jump to the end. Test if 0. If it is, set I can just do sub 1 and also cancel any output. Will this work? It's off. Why is it off? Well, I could sit and try to think it through, or I can just kind of examine what happens. Alright, so it's fine, it's fine. It's 1. It gets an input of 1, so it's going to add 1. So then it goes in the loop, tests it. It is 1, so it's going to change the output correctly and sleep. And then reduce the output, sleep. Oh, I see my problem here. Okay, what if I just delete that line? Yeah. No. Okay. It turned on when it wasn't supposed to, which kind of broke everything after it. So it's on. It's just the difference of, you know, getting the 0 when this is 100 or 0. Okay. So we're right here. ACC is still 1. I'm not even using the fact that it's negative 999. Because I don't know how. Because whether or not it's negative 999 is kind of irrelevant to what the buzzer is doing, right? I mean, there's something I could do, like, if it's not equal to 999, then it's either a 1 or a 0. Maybe that'd be better, but I think I can just rearrange a line of code to fix the problem that occurs here. But I need to figure out exactly where that problem occurs first. So, I mean, it's still 1. So turn it on. Wait. Turn it off. It's not 0. Oh, I see where the problem occurs. I need to get this to occur before the loop somehow. Would it be as simple as taking that out and just moving it up here? No. It broke it even harder. Why? Okay. So, thing is not equal to 1. So it's just going to move on and test if it's equal to 0. It's already equal to 0. Or was equal to 0. It already failed to do this part, though. It should have already subtracted 1. Why didn't it subtract 1 already? Because I told it to sleep. This tells it to turn off, and then it sleeps. But wait, why didn't it? Alright, so sleep. Cancel the output and sleep. It sleeps twice before it tests again. That's my problem. By the time it executes this sleep, this test is irrelevant. Shit. Okay. But I probably can't just delete this sleep. I mean, it needs to sleep somewhere. I mean, it needs to be able to test for 0. Prior to moving forward. But if I put that test for 0 at the end, okay, what if instead of testing for 0, I'm not sure where I want to put that in. But you gotta remember to not remove it. Alright, so it moves to 0. And then after the sleep, it tests for XO being that value. And if it is not, since there should never be, it should never go from 1 to 1. It should always be 1 0. 1 0 1 0 1 0, right? So if this is true, sub 1, right? And then I think I probably need sleep on the outside, but we'll see. Part not sleeping. Yeah, I figured. But see, now it does that test and fixes things before it sleeps again. Okay. It fucked up again. Because of right here. Why? What was the problem? It just turned itself back on? Yeah. So it's still following through this loop, even though... Alright, so it's here. Fine. It's still 1. Good. So it turns it on, sleeps, turns it off. It's not equal... or it's equal to negative 999. Oh, it still sleeps twice. Fuck. Still sleeps twice before it checks again. So, I mean, I guess what I could do... test if... I don't want to do that twice, but oh my god. Oh, right, because this is only happening, or in here, it's only happening if what? If it's set to 1, do the up-down thing. If not, skip this. Test if it is equal to that. And if it is not, sub 1. Why wouldn't that work? It should only turn itself off if... Oh, wait, what? No. This should work. Where does it go wrong? Immediately. So, I mean, yeah, it's equal to that. So it skips that line. Reads that. It's not 1. It's not 1, so it skips. And it sleeps. Tests. Oh, fuck. It ends up at negative 1? Yeah. So yeah, this does need to be inside. Well, what if I just put it here, right before it sleeps again? Again, I don't like doing that twice. It's still encountering issues in the same place. Alright. So yeah, it hasn't received an input since turning on. So it's gonna do stuff. Turns that on. It's already running through this stuff. But I mean, it's gonna ignore this anyway. And so it sleeps. Turns itself off. And then it's still fine. It wants to turn off and sleep. And so it does. And then it gets here. Test if 1. It is not 1. Therefore it's going to skip that and go into the loop. Test if it is 1. Jump to the end. No, that's not what happens. It is 1, so it is going to go through the stuff, which involves turning on, but then this, oh, and then it doesn't turn off again. Oh, fuck. Alright. All right. So, alright, how about we just kind of get rid of that? Have one of these. If is this going to work? What if I start by seeing if that is 1? And if it is, then I turn stuff on. Sleep. Turn it off. Sleep. If none of that applies, do I need a loop here? I don't know. If not, well, regardless of whether or not ACC is equal to 1, regardless of the value of the accumulator, test XO for but is this gonna fuck me up? I mean, theoretically not. It is, though. Well. Oh, fuck. Maybe not. It is, though. Because that's 2 sleeps in a row. And I can't have that. Because otherwise it gets here. And it'll do stuff and sleep, do stuff, sleep. and it'll never test that. So before it sleeps twice. Alright, so it sleeps once. And then turns itself off. And then right here, test if can't I just test if 1 or test if 0? If it is sub 1, why is this in a loop? I don't know. If it is 0, sub 1, so that it won't turn itself back on. What if I sleep here? And then right after it slept, regardless of what else it's done, I test if 1, and if so, add 1. Do I then need to sleep again? I feel like I do. I can't fit all that in a note, can I? But I can get rid of this loop. I did something wrong though. I don't know what, but I can just feel it. This is wrong. That really fits. Okay. Except, of course, I want to preserve my other code just in case. Alright. So if I grab all this, put it in here, what happens? It almost works. It's the same issue. But I don't know which part of it is going wrong. Alright, so it's here. It's been working fine. It's not 0. It's not 1. That's on. So it is going to turn on and wait and then turn off. It turns off. It's not 0. Wait, I need to have another test for between the sleeps, because again, it's the same thing as before. It's sleeping twice before it checks. So it sleeps. And then just carries on. But see now, yeah, it's still 1, and so it still does that. Alright, so if I just add another... Is that all I need? I feel like that would fix it, but it didn't, clearly. So why not? So right here, accumulator is 1. It's going to turn off, and it's going to sleep. And then it's going to test for 0 and subtract 1, right? It sleeps. It just turned off, and now it's sleeping. It's not 1, so it skips that. It is 0, so it subtracts 1. No? It's not 0 yet. It's still reading 999. Alright, what? At which step does it stop reading 999? Oh my god. I figured I'd have a whole cycle. Why is it... What is going on? It was negative here, 1 here, and now it's negative again. There's only 1 for the exact same line that I tested it. Like, I can't even advance it because it won't. So right now it's 0. Still 0. Test if 0. It is. Subtract 1. That's as intended. It's not 0, so it just starts over. It's not 0. Sleep. Test if 1. It is. So it's instantly... Okay. So what the fuck happens here? It sleeps. Turns off. Still not 0. As you'd expect. But it could be 0. Because this line, if it's not there... I mean, this line needs to be there for this situation. So it's doing what it should. It tests. But it's not 0, so it sleeps. What else is it supposed to do? Tests if 1. Test if 0. Okay, I don't fucking know. What if... I just swapped these two? I don't know what kind of repercussions that might have, but... Oh my god, what? It doesn't do anything? Why? Is it so particular about when it reads 1 or 0? It's not equal to 1, it's not equal to 0. Start over. It's not equal to 0. Why does it change so quickly? Does it... Okay. Well, maybe I don't care if it's 1 or 0. If it's always alternating, then all I need to do is register a change. Because apparently, as soon as I read it, that changes the source, right? So, alternatively, if ACC is 1, put that at the bottom though. Okay. Test if XO is that. If not, no, this doesn't work though. It has to be conditional. Right? I mean, alright, so I think I can make it work with two variables, but if I just say, oh, it's not equal to that, so we'll just add 1. That doesn't work because then it's going to be adding 1 when it should be subtracting 1. So again, I feel like a loop is what I want here. Loop test XO for 999. If it is, end, jump end. Otherwise, not. Can I just say not? I think I can. Which then changes this shit. Alright. So, if it's 0, it's going to make it 100. Alright. So, input is 1. ACC becomes 100. So, I just move ACC to P1. Sleep 1. I'm doing something wrong again. I know it, I just don't know what. So then it's back to 999, which means it doesn't reverse itself again. This is true. But, alright, wait, so we start the program, no input. This is true. If it's true, then it does the not. That's not what I want. Fuck, dude. I'm not getting it. Okay. Wait, that's not what I want to do. What? I don't need to deal with the not. I don't think. Or wait, maybe I want to. What I want to do is like test if XO is that. If it is. If it is not, fuck, what am I doing here? So if this changes, then I do a not. If it is nothing, then I still need to be alternating. Holy hell, okay. Alright. So if I want to try to use dat, I could set up some sort of loop. Test if dat is 1. If it is, I can do the move 0 P1 sleep what? Sleep 1 move 0 P1. That doesn't require a loop. Why did I put that in a loop? I feel like my brain was somewhere else a moment ago. Alright, let's just kind of move that somewhere. Move that up. Alright, so the other thing I need to do is modify whether dat is 1 or -1. How do I alternate that? A loop? So I get a loop if XO is that, don't do anything. Otherwise, oh, fuck, I need like multiple layers to this loop. I don't know how to do that. Oh, wait. I do. Okay. So if it reads anything from XO, if it's either 1 or 0, then I test for dat. If it is, sub 1. If not, add 1. So we have no input. It skips to the end. We have an input of 1. Jumps down here. And if we already have 1, oh, I don't want to subtract 1. Fuck. If we already have 1, I can't just subtract 1. Because what happens when I get here? Wait. If we have an input, holy shit, dude. I can't wrap my head around things. I'm so dumb. Okay. Input was 0. Or there was no input. We're starting fresh. Dat is 0. If when it turns 1, it'll go through here and it'll add 1. So now dat is 1 and I can run this code. The next time through, we'll have no input. So we'll jump to the end, skipping this whole thing. And run this code again. Okay, so maybe that does work. And then once it turns to 0, it is no longer equal to that. We have input again, so it'll go through here. But data is already 1, so it'll subtract. And once it subtracts, then this test will fail. And so it'll just stay at 1. But this is 2 sleeps in a row, which has already fucked me up. How can I not have 2 sleeps in a row? Where would that fuck me up? I don't know. Do I already have this somewhere? Is this that? Sleep 1, move. 0 PL, test. Sub 1, sleep. Test, add 1. Are these the same number of lines? They are not. What is different here? Oh. Okay, I don't know where this came from actually. This is probably like not good of me to do. To just hold on to all these things that I may never use. Okay. Like, I know this is gonna fail. I just need to see it fail. It never turns on. Test that. It's true, so it's gonna jump to the end. That is not true, so it's just gonna sleep. That's good. It's gonna sleep again. Gets up here. It's equal to 1. So it's gonna change a thing to 1. At which point... Oh my god, what the fuck? There we go. Nope, still doesn't work. What's wrong with this? Alright, so tests it, adds 1, tests it. I'm testing DAT? No, I need to test ACC, fuck. Okay. Ivan did pretty good. I made some stupid mistakes, but I got it. I have like all this shit just kind of scattered around. Yeah, I don't know. I got it though. Did I just spend a fucking hour on that? It could have been 20 minutes. Holy fuck. Did I already do the infrared sensor? I need to see it. No, I didn't do that just now. I only worked on the one thing, and it took me an hour. Ha ha ha! Fuck. Alright. I kind of feel like hour-long videos might be better. There's no reason to, like, push it. So I'm just gonna cut the video, and that'll be episode 3. Thanks for watching.